Hello friends, this is International Master and FIDE Senior Trainer Sekhar Sahu. I welcome you on behalf of Unacademy to this training session. Today I will be discussing about the great match between Viswanathan Anand and Gary Kasparov in 1995. In the match, Anand had to go through candidate cycle of PCA World Championship. In 1994, Anand beat the British Grandmaster Michael Adams in a very thrilling match. And after that, Anand beat Oleg Romaninsin of Russia. Both matches were very tough. Michael Adams was a contemporary player and 2750 rating strength, and he was very young and very good having theoretical knowledge. However, Anand outplayed him and won the match. And after that, he had to face Oleg Romaninsin. I mean, Gata Kamaski. So one by one, he eliminated and reached the candidates final and meet Gary Kasparov in 1995. The match was played in World Trade Center in Newark on the 108th floor, and the whole world was very anxious to see that it was between two great legendary players, one of the tactical genius and one of the, legendary world champion. Viswanathan Anand created a fantastic start. I mean, the first 8 games were draw. Not normally, you have not seen Kasparov drawing 8 games in a row in earlier any match. He is a very dynamic player. His opening preparation is par excellence, and he drew 8 games in a row. And the ninth game, Anand won the match. Just a minute here. Yeah, OTP. Okay. Just 1 second. I have to open the chat box. So I need the OTP. Maybe here. And after Anand won the ninth game, it was his first win against a world champion in a match. 1991, Anand beat Kasparov in a Reggio Emilia tournament for the first time. And after 4 years, he beat Kasparov and that too in a world championship match. It was really thrilling that Anand won, and not that by accident. He has made excellent moves and took initiative. So first, I will show you the games between Kasparov and sorry Anand and Adams. I want to open the chat box. What is wrong here? Maybe just 1 second. 1 second here. OTP. Okay, 752 022. 752 520. So, and after that, the match was level after 10 games. Anand Kasparov beat him convincingly the next game, and thereafter the match was level. But psychologically, Anand got cracked. I mean, he was very nervous the way Kasparov beat him. The entire game was home preparation, so he beat him. What happened? The OTP is not valid. Email. Okay, once again I have to see. I have to see the chat box to interact. So please give me a minute. 286316. What happened? 286316. I hope it will come now. Okay, so the match was very interesting, and in the span of 3 4 rounds, Anand collapsed and lost the match. It was very unfortunate, and the games which he lost, he was not outplayed. It was most of them were tactical blunder, and most of them were psychological. So it was really unfortunate that Anand lost the game. I don't know what is happening here. Not getting it. Really pity. Am I getting here? Probably. For some reason I'm not activate. What is wrong? Maybe here I have to see. I'm unable to get the chat box for some reason. The internet is very slow. For example, maybe. Give me a minute, please. Just I cannot believe what is this one tablet is. Is it there here? Okay, I have to search Unacademy. Yeah, I got it finally. Thank God. So I'm sorry for the delay, friends. There was some internet problem, so it was not downloading. So everything is okay now. Now, Kausik Joshi, Garg Gaur, and C Full for all are welcome. Now I want to first show Anand's cycle how he beat Michael Adams first. Let us say three games of Michael Adams. The first game, Adams played Alakine defense, and after the normal move E5, you can ask me any question wherever you have problem. When I feel a doubt, I will interact. I hope I am audible to you. You can see me. Hello, boss gamers, Sleep Wolf. So in the game, Adams played E6. Now knight f3 is the main line. The other one is to play c4. The position also white better after c4. Knight goes, pawn takes pawn, and pawn takes pawn. White stands better. But Anand wanted to play absolute main line. His preparation was par excellence. Main line. Now the main course is to play bishop g4. This is this is the main line. But Adams played a safe line. Now knight into pawn. And now if black tries to distract the knight from center, then knight into pawn f7 is very dangerous. This sacrifice is really frightening. For example, if king takes it, the queen check will come, and if you try to defend, then the modern move, old move was to give some c4, but the modern move g3, and now the bishop is coming with a devastating effect. So if he plays whatever now, he is in deep trouble. Maybe I'll show you two games in this position. Maybe I'll show you two games. Just a minute here. Two games. For example, after the queen check, king comes to e6, g3. Now b5, stopping c4, a4. Idea, once pawn takes pawn, then c4 is winning. Now bishop check, the only move. And now bishop check, only move. And queen check is a mate. You can see the disaster. The king coming in the open, how he gets very nastily checkmated. Also, the another game, in that also, black had a knight bear, knight takes pawn. On nd7, knight takes sacrifice, queen h5 check. You have to protect, otherwise just a pawn down for nothing. But then g3, in this game, a7, a4. Now bishop check, and now pawn takes pawn. The point is, after pawn takes pawn, bishop check is overwhelming. Bishop f4. So he tries to support the knight, but then c4. The queen attack, queen goes to e2. Now the c6, already white has two pawns in the back. There are already two pawns in the back. So if you get the third pawn, it will be terrible with such a king position. So after this move, he played this lovely move. The point is, now you have to play, now queen into pawn is not possible. You lose by a simple fork. The pawn check win, and pawn takes pawn, he loses the. So now the king is caught in the net, cannot come here, and now only move. And now this is just bad. I mean, the third attack and queen e5 with a crushing position. And white won the game very easily, completely destroying him. There are four attacks. One, two, three, four on this. You can't take the pawn. So it is lost. That means the whole idea in the 7 is not working. So Adams played the main line, of course, after the moves. I mean, here, now castle. Look, the center. Normally, the grandmaster in opening phase, they just develop and castle quickly and take charge of center. Okay, any question here? Alekine defense. Yes, Kaustuv, it is Alekine defense. No, it is not four pawn attack. Four pawn attack is not the best. You know why? Because it is very loose. Black gets lot of counter attack. So if you look at statistics, black gets lot of counter attack in four pawn attack. So it is not a wise decision. So it is not a wise decision to go for four pawn attack. Lot of wild plays coming. So this is a very safe way. Black is playing safe, but white has a tangible advantage. Total control of center, good coordination, good control of open line, and good coordinate. I mean, good space. Now c3, so that there is no counter attack coming easy. Of course, it is understand black wants to eliminate the central knight, so white avoids. And now you can see the fantastic grip on e5. The e5 square is totally under white's control, and black is cramped, and white has got an easy game. So the game continued. Why after the advantage, Anand finished the game. I will go up to 22nd direct. Rather, I will go to say 25th move. I will go to the whole game because the time limit is less, so I cannot show all the games. That's why I must go directly to the position. So here in the game now he played rook takes d4. Okay, rook e1, defending the pawn, and the exchange is trapped. The rook has no good way because two threats. There is threat number one, bishop takes pawn, and threat number two. So white won the exchange and won the game. In the second game between the same player, it is not easy because Michael Adams was a very strong player. In the second game, Adams played royal offense. Okay, a very solid approach. But after move 22, I think move 24 or 25. Yeah, maybe I will go little bit further, little bit further. So here, yeah, now queen takes pawn. So here the material is equal, but white's king side is very weak. Sorry, black's king side is very weak. You know this king is in danger. The pawn not protected. So after rook f5, I don't think he can protect the pawn. There is one way he can play this, or he can bring the rook. Let us examine both. Let us examine. So, sir, they say that Alekhine defense black has to generate counterplay from where the counterplay comes for black. Basically, I will tell you, in Alekhine defense, the idea is to provoke the white pawns come forward. Alekhine defense provokes white to attack rash attack. And then lot of weak squares, weak pawns, and then black gets the counterplay. But here you can see Anand has not weakened anything. Now the white king side is black's king side is weak. For example, suppose you play g6, rook is coming. Now if you play, this is just mating attack. Completely mating attack. Now he comes here, suppose check, and then comes check, and then come. This is lost. This is totally lost position. So you cannot play G6. Now when you play rook to coming, now G6 is bad because of rook G5 is winning. And now if you play rook D5, this is also bad. For example, now you will play rook A3. You can't play queen C2 because queen into queen will win the material. One piece is gone. So you can't play queen C2. You have to play queen C4. Now rook C2. Now queen has only one square, but then winning rook on seventh rank, and it is a disaster. Not only pawn up, but very active position for white. So you can see Anand just outplayed Adams after the move. Rook here, just rook coming here, is unable to defend and lost very quickly. So another game. Now this is the third game. Anand beat Adams and won the match. Let us see this. The third game. After the moves, I think Bishop G5. After the move. So he played bishop f6, trying to equalize. So he plays queen. Now, trying to repeat. Here, and outpost is created. I know what all of you understand outpost. That means now the square is controlled by pawn, and the rook can come, and that is an outpost. A knight or a rook enters in the opponent's camp with support of a pawn. This is called an outpost. So, for example, now I place queen. Now king c2 because This is a threat. You have to notice. The position is completely winning. But if you ignore opponent's plan, he is coming here. You know, the queen comes here and to check gives, so you have to stop that. Now an outpost. So he enters rook. Now the point is, suppose you attack the queen. I mean, if you play, suppose the queen comes here, then he will have another rook is coming. Another rook is coming. This is very strong. So in the game, he captured rook into rook. Rook into rook. The pass pawn has been created. Now the queen in center and the pass pawn on sixth rank, and the former world champion, Anand became world champion later on, of course. Then he won the game very easy. There is no check, nothing, and the pass pawn is rolling. Okay, I will show you how counter attack comes. Alekhine defense. Good evening, Swankar. So I will show you how you get counter attack with Alekhine after my this analysis of all these games. And now there is nothing. So just winning is it. Make a room. He wants to consolidate. He wants to consolidate. So in the game, he tried some counter attack. Now, queen e5, exchanging queen, check, pawn push. So he wants to enter c4. This is a threat now. So here, protecting. Now he comes attacking the. This is now the position is winning. For example, if you notice that the rook and queen, this square is being guarded. Okay. So simply you attack the queen, the game is all. The position, he has a pass pawn. Now it looks frightening, but after the rook move, the queen has no square. For example, you cannot go, you can go here, but then the pawn into pawn is coming. There is no check. After queen d2, it is all over. So you can see that outpost and the pass pawn on sixth rank, there's no counter play. If you play, then queen into pawn check will kill it. So the game is completely lost. And Anand convincingly won this game and won the match with advance. And got a right to play Oleg Romaninsin in the semi-final. And I think the candidate final match. So let us say his games with Romaninsin, Oleg Romaninsin. Anand. So, so Romaninsin was an expert of Royal Lopez from black side. So in the game, there was a novelty. I mean, after bishop f ba4, this was a novelty, and now here bishop a3. So he took, and now Anand played an excellent move, knight b2. Now black must get counterplay. So if he plays queen c3, then knight c4 with a big advantage. Suddenly the queen has nowhere to go. The bishop b2 is coming. Rook c1 is coming. You know, rook c1 is coming now. So this is position is terrible. The queen in the black white's camp has nowhere to go. That is why he cannot take the pawn. After the move nd2, if he plays a6 now, preparing to play the bishop move, I guess the queen c4 is winning. Now queen into queen, knight into queen. The d6 pawn. Notice the endgame is bad because the bishop's position against this. So this threat can come any moment. After the queen exchange, knight into. Now bishop here, then he can win knight into pawn. Just winning a pawn, you can't take that. So the position is disaster. You can also play knight into a5. You can also play knight into a5 with the threat of nc6. That means the position, the endgame is very passive and bad for black. This pawn is not dangerous. So a5 is not working. Queen into c3 is not working. So he played bishop d7. Now knight into pawn. Of course, there are other moves, but this is winning material. Why not? So he plays b2, and after that, I think the end game is again very bad for black because exchange of queen brings a knight to again to b6 threat. Now exchanging, if you this is not giving respite because he will play knight into. Once again there is a threat. Once again there is a threat. and there is a threat. So there are so many threats. There are too many threats that white is having. So exchanging queen is cheerless. So he does not like the queen exchange and goes to queen f5. And Anand won very convincingly after this. The game is practically lost. The b2 pawn will fall and there is nothing left for black counter attack. This is just bad. So a4 is hanging. And now two center pawns and the b2 pawn weakness. White won convincingly. A great victory. That too against a legendary player. Oleg Romaninsin was a very strong player with black in Royal Lopez. So let us see other two games where Anand overpowered Romaninsin. So any question? I think all this are traps. No, 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 no. No, 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 it is not traps. Basically, at highest level, there nobody plays for trap. Please note that opening traps work only at a lower level. At highest level, they are all aware of the kind of traps. This is not trap. These are opening new ideas. So I'll tell you, for example, in the game, this was a novelty. See, BF4. This was a new move. Absolutely new plan. So the old moves were played, Queen C7, but that was going to equal it. So there are no traps. There are no traps, Gaurav Kumar. So strategically outplayed. I can show you what is an opening trap. I can show you in Spanish also. So let us go to the next game of Oleg Romaninsin Anand in the D7. I mean, what you call is Archangel. No, it is Neo Grunfeld. Neo Grunfeld. Now C6. Black is preparing to defend the pawn. So white must recollect the pawn. Now, if white does not take, this is the extra pawn. So white must immediately go after the pawn. For example, he can play knight e5, knight e5. Now b5 is a bad move. You can easily see b5 is bad. Then knight into c6 wins the pawn back. And if you play bishop to e6, also bad because anyway he is going to get the pawn. So he will not be able to defend. So it was priority. White must recover the extra pawn. So white did carelessly. White played a very careless move. Knight c3. And now castle. Still, the last chance to go for the pawn. This is the best. And now if you delay, the b5 move will come. So it is important that he should play this move now immediately. But he played this bad move. For some reason, I don't know what was in his preparation. Romaninsin played this inferior move. And Anand defended it. Now, white must prove. The white must prove that he has superiority, compensation for the pawn. It is too late now. Too late. Now, if you recover the pawn, take black will play bishop takes pawn. And after bishop takes rook, there is a mate threat. And if you try to stop, you get this material back, and this is just bad. You know, three pawn versus two, inside pawn majority. Then this is just bad and bad king position. So there is no more time. He has now lost the extra pawn with Anand, and now Anand won comfortable. For example, now he defended the pawn. Next, you want to just exchange a strong knight from center. After that, white has nothing. So he played knight, and now there is no more positional advantage, just material down for nothing. And Anand went on to win. Still, you have to stop the threat. E6 is a, if you allow this, this will give lot of play for white. So he stops that. Now, these are all counterplay. So take with bishop, because if you take with the knight, then of course that is also possible, but attack is coming on the bishop. The pawn is coming to c7, f8. So take with the bishop. He takes bb7, but then rook attacks the bishop. Now, after that, it is just one pawn down. Queen one pawn down. There is nothing. So there is three versus one, and one pass pawn will come. Rook c8 stops. End of the white's initiative. Just ended up pawn down, and he won the game. So mistake was in opening. Okay, I will show you sleep well, sleep full. After the last 5 minutes, I will show you how Alakan defense the counter attack comes for black. I will show you. Okay, A4. What about that, sir? Okay, I will tell you why A4 was played. So here, I mean here why A4 was played. Now the point is the position is already bad. So white wants to create a target here. He is giving a threat, hoping by mistake black plays, then this pawn will fall. This pawn will fall. That is the idea. I mean, he will attack queen c2 and win the pawn. That is the reason white did not like that he wanted to tactical target. And now after rook c7, nothing. So a4 was playing, trying to create trap. Sleep wolf. Okay. Now next game, Anand beat Romaninsin and then he won the match to play with Kasparov. Where is the match? Anand Romaninsin, the third game. This I showed already. C96 I showed and D78. I guess I showed this. I showed all the games of. No, I think this is a different game. This is a different game. Now he has played little changed opening. See, now the point is the white has center. So black must undermine the center. Otherwise, what will get? Suppose you play mechanical castle, then after knight c3, it is very difficult. Because and now e4 and d5, the bishop is coming. White gets clear better game, counterplay. So he did not like. He wanted to. Anand wanted to undermine the center immediately. A draw was enough for him to qualify for the final. Suppose he wins Romaninsin in the match, next he will meet Kasparov. So he fight. Now queen exchange, and that will be a good game if you pawn into pawn. Queen into queen exchange is good for white. White will lose castle chance. So, yes, the Chris Moth. Hello, 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 Krishit Modak. So here, maintaining center. Now next, he will try to undermine the pawn with c6. The center. Undermine the center. Now take. Now it is important to keep a note. If you read book of Nimjovich said pass pawn must be blocked. You know this pawn is very dangerous. So one of the knight should come here. One of the knight should come to this point. Either whatever you do, a knight blockade is necessary. And Anand successfully did that. Bishop coming development takes and now knight. The thematic blockading blocking the pass pawn. Block. Now black has a good game because the pawns are mobile, the pawns are mobile and development is the only thing. Black's main problem is that he has to complete development. Development completed. Now knight attacking. So your support, knight is threatened. Notice the grandmaster always play active moves. For example, if you play this, it will not be so good. It will not be so good. The rook will come and though enter on the c6. If you play mechanical, the rook will come and the rook will ready to come here after the move. That is why it is important that grandmaster always find active moves, attack on the bishop. Now, if you bb4, then a5 will come. Suppose you play bb4, a5 is possible. It is possible. A5 immediately. Now exchanging is bad. After that, there will be no life left. If you exchange now, after that there is no life. I mean, the bishop has no activity, and the black has a clear-cut plan. He will start rolling the pawns. This is a target. Bishop will be very strong, and king attack will come. So this is not a good idea to exchange. And here, of course, there is another way. Suppose you play bishop into e4. Of course, you cannot take knight into. You will lose the rook. But A into B and after queen into B, he has got compensation. For the, I mean, one pawn, but only black pieces can play. Now there is a threat is coming, our rook here and point, and now this is coming, F5. So excellent piece play for the pawn. So he did not like that to give the bishop. He played bishop back. And now attack once again. Why this move? You may ask, what is he gaining? Because he wants this. He wants the other knight to block. This knight to go there and then push the pawn. So powerful bishop will attack, regrouping the pieces. So after the move, knight, and now black is all set. Black is all set for the action. I have to close one file maybe here. Roman Sin versus Anand. So I should analyze this one. Yeah, this one I have to eliminate. Okay. So here now you can see the pawn in danger and bishop is indirectly watching and the e4 move is coming. Fantastic. And now anyway e4 queen attack. Now the point is if you take bishop takes pawn, he will take knight in. This is fantastic. And you take, then the rook is attacked, and then fantastic position. Material equal, but black total control of all dark square. When a player gets a total control of all dark on a particular color, it is called color advantage of color complex. Now black has advantage of color complex, total control of all dark squares. Okay, okay. So here he did not go for that. In the game, he played e4 and he returned. And now bishop takes. And now fantastic position. The pawn is supported two times, no counter attack. Now sooner or later you have to play because if you delay, then b5 b4 is coming. This is just coming. So want to push. The position is terrible now. Black gets a very active play, and now the pawn is supported d5 attack. So both open line, center, everything. Of course, black king side is little weak, but white has no white square bishop and no pieces going there. So Anand convincingly won the match, and then he was, poised to meet Kasparov. That is the key. Garry Kasparov ruled the world for 20 years. 20 years he was at the top of the chess world from 1985 to 2000. So such a dangerous player he was meeting in a match, and it was honor. And Anand won first 8 games straight. His home preparation was good. He was actually well poised to win the match. But one thing, Anand was not physically so tough and strong like Kasparov. Kasparov was doing rigorous physical training, and Anand did not have that kind of stamina. So the nervous tension, he collapsed in the second half of the match. In the second half of the match, he just collapsed. Now let us see the first few games. I must show you that game. The ninth game, after the 8 games were drawn, Anand was white and Kasparov black. Anand scored a fantastic win. I will skip the opening discussion. Color complex का advantage मिल गया. Yeah. Color complex का advantage जो है, you can see, Fischer-Spassky match 1972, third game, fifth game match, third game match, third game. Fischer-Spassky match, third game, color complex. That you can see. There are many games. I can give you an example. Please note the name. Please note the name. Carpo and versus Sachs. The Sicilian defense Scavenging. It's a fantastic example of color complex. Okay, I'll come to that at the end. So in this game, because I need to show you the finish these games, and then we will have an advantage of showing you. Then I will get some time. Now Anand White, he prepared thoroughly and got all his preparation in the match. All this is theoretical. All this has been played by Karpov against Kasparov in the match. Fine, everything is okay. Now this is the move always Kasparov played. All the games, Kevin Kasparov played rook e8. The main idea that rook is giving a room for the, this can come and the bishop can come. And after that e4, he will have pressure on this point. After the e5 move, take pawn into pawn, he will have pressure on the e4. This is one of the idea that vacating the square for f8 for the knight bishop and preparing for counterplay. So here in the game bishop f3. Now what is the idea of black? Black wants to play knight into knight and then play bishop to c6 with a counterplay on second. Black चाहता है knight into knight मार के bishop c6 आए. So white avoids that. White says no. Black is forcing them. I think this is the move that got trouble. Kasparov got lot of trouble. Just see what happens. Take, take. And he played queen d4. Very well played. Good. Now, this is the d6 point is weak. D6 point. So, let me stop for some few seconds. Now, please find out how Anand could have won the match now. What is the best move for white? It's completely winning. What is my age? I am now 65. In the month of October, I will complete 65. I will be 66. In October this year, I will be completing 65. I am in the chess field for 52 years or 53 years. I am in the chess field. Okay. So here, what? How did Anand win the game? You know, he gave a shock to Kasparov. Anand gave a shock. He played b4. B4. No, he played in the game first rook d1 and after the game b4. B4. You cannot, black cannot take. No, notice, no square for queen. All this is control. All. So, and if it takes this, the queen will get trapped. For example, he will play a. All of a sudden, this threat is nasty. This threat is nasty. No, 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 not this. Rook. Rook. And the queen is trapped. And this will not help because immediately you can play rook here and then queen goes, then e5 is winning material. Winning a piece. Horrible position. So he cannot accept that pawn. A ball from the blue. Soccer. Kasparov Anand gave a shock. Only move. And now b5. Only move. And now he played rook b1 with a decisive advantage. And now knight into b5 because pawn into pawn is only a small advantage. So attacking the queen, bishop takes. Now according to Anand, the rook b5 was easily winning because the pressure, rook and the bishop's pressure, and the rook is going to join. So I don't think there is, for example, this is a weak point. Suppose it tries to get counter attack. Knight is there. This is just bad. Knight d7 and then rook coming, the only move, and now queen is winning. I mean, now in the next move, I am going to hit this and play rook into b7. This is bad. And if you play rook a8 also, suppose you play rook, no, no, if you play rook a8, rook c8, this is also losing. Now take, and there is a two bishop and an outside pass pawn and rook on the seventh rank. So the rook, everything is bad. The position, the pawn is just rolling. So the position is also terrible, terrible position for black. So he should have won very easily, but in the actual game he played queen b5. In the actual game, Anand played queen b5, and that also is good. But rook b5 was stronger. But Anand played c4, and now he played bishop b6. Now queen has, because queen exchange loses very quickly. Suppose you play queen, then it is immediately queen exchange, and then c5 is crushing. Now neither can you play pawn into pawn. This is devastating. Nor can you stop. This threat is coming, and now this bishop is watching. So you cannot defend this point. Taking is bad, otherwise the pawn falls. So this is winning, and he did not do a queen exchange. He went queen c8. No, no, no. He went queen c8. But then pawn into pawn with a big advantage. Now the rook is passive, and this is a ready-made target. Then this is just overwhelming. No active play. For example, the position after this is only small advantage. But active play. Rook is tied down now. The rook cannot come because of the pressure. And accepting the pawn pass pawns will roll, roll, roll. Now this terrific. All this thing will not easily. Anand can defend. There is no many pieces. Black has very few pieces to attack and winning. Now the pawn will fall, and with that, these three pawns will decide this. Anand won the match. After some moves, Kasparov resigned. But the next game, Anand lost, and that was a big psychological upset because the way he lost, entire home preparation. Anand lost to total home preparation. Okay. Siddhant Satav. Okay. I'm 65. I told you I will be touching 66 in October end. This month, October end, I will touch 66. Royal Lopez. Now Anand was playing lot of Spanish Open those days. In the whole 1 year, he played Spanish Open, knight into pawn. In the match also he has played it and repeated. But Kasparov in the weekend prepared thoroughly with his second Kramnik. Kasparov and Kramnik team they thoroughly worked out and it was only analysis. It was prepared long back, but the analysis Anand could not meet. I mean could not match that preparation and lost. This is main theory. I will tell you everything is theory. Tara seriation, theory, everything. The piece actually is not a blunder. By the way, most of you might be thinking the piece is free. Not really. After queen takes pawn, knight, the queen coming here. I mean, the queen is attacking. The knight cannot move. The rook is hanging. And after bishop comes here, the bishop check is it is winning quickly. Now it is a position you have to come, but then he can come here. The bishop can come. Now this threat is too strong. I mean, maybe you can play directly. Maybe you can play directly. This is just no. I think what I how I can do. I think yeah, this is working. There is a direct attack on the queen. Direct attack on the queen. This must be winning quickly. Queen takes pawn is losing. G5 check is coming, and any other move and knight into knight is losing. Queen is under attack. So you cannot take the. So it looks a blunder, but he cannot take it theoretically. So he played pawn into and now knight into pawn into, and this was a novelty. I mean, Mikhail Tal during the match Korchnoi and Karpov 1978 match, Karpov and Tal, the Tal made a comment that this move is a good move, and Kasparov took Tal's suggestion, analyzed thoroughly, and he found out this is devastating. Now rook attack, but he gives the rook, knight into, bishop into, and he played knight. And after queen g4, Anand accepted that. So Anand accepted this. It was better to play knight b3 and then queen check, and this is better way to play. But of course, Anand accepted. Anand accepted that, and now knight queen into bishop takes pawn. Now I will tell you what is the threat. What threat white is giving. You can see the queen is attacked indirectly by the rook. That means this bishop must go with a check. So the main threat is now this check. The king will go to any of the square, then the bishop check will come. This is the idea. He wants to give a bishop check. The king will go to a white square because king f7 will lose quickly after e6 check. After bishop check, you cannot come. Then queen check f7 will lead to mate. So this is a nasty threat now. This is a serious threat. So in the game, to meet the threat, Anand had to play rook. And now bishop. Why this move? Now, if you play queen check, the pawn g6 is defending. So this is the defender. So wanted to eliminate the defender. So queen is attacked. Direct queen is attacked. Direct attack. So he moves queen back, and now bishop takes pawn. And there is a mate threat. Immediately he is giving a bet. And a queen and then f7 mate. So he had to move to stop the check. Now bishop into material regain. And white has got a big positional advantage. Now after the move, I think Anand after that Anand lost because you can see the pawn roller The pawn roller is coming. The bishop is superior than the knight. Black's pawns are too slow. So he won the match. I mean, everything. Almost till the end. Up till now, it was preparation. Up till now. And now, after the move, rook into pawn, and he won the game after mating attack is coming. Now there is a mating attack. So pawn push with the idea. Now pawn e6 and f6 check is coming. It's a mating attack. For example, if you play rook here, the pawn check, and if you come here, bishop check will lead to mate, checkmate. So Anand did not wait and resign. But actually, this was entirely home preparation. Though Anand lost the match, actually it was not strategical. He walked into the entire home preparation. Now, after that, I will show you he collapsed the further match on 25th move. I will go straight, maybe here. Now, this position, the position is equal. Anand does not deserve to lose the game. Simply after knight into pawn, I mean, in the position after knight here, he played. Simply knight into pawn, the game is equal. Equal. I mean, he will attack, but then knight. Now, bishop will take. You cannot take bishop, but drive the rook. After you drive the rook will take the bishop. So, b4. Take, and now rook into draw. But Anand played more ambitiously and fell into a tactical trap. Instead of playing this, he played this move b4. And unfortunately, suddenly he got into a trap, knight b6. And it is winning. Would you believe? A fantastic win. Rook into pawn check. And after king here, rook into pawn. I mean, both rook attack. At the moment, Anand is attacking this rook and attacking this rook, but Kasparov played the shocking move because after rook into rook, he will regain the rook check. The king has only one square and some rook check, and now rook into rook with a clear winning position. So you can see it is entirely a trap, a tactical trap. Anand fell into it, and unfortunately he lost the game. Okay, so another game. This was all only pure tactical traps. See, these two more games of Anand Kasparov. Let me finish. This also, Anand did not deserve to lose the game. After the move, the position is equal. The position is completely equal. And now Kasparov played is e5. Now all you have to do is just castle. All you have to do just castle. And there is no danger because this structure is solid. This is too slow. When you play a4, I will play a5. So if you know, I will play a5. When you play a4, I will play a4. And there is no attack. This is absolutely safe and it is a dead draw. But Anand psychologically was already upset and tired. So he played this unfortunate move. The king in center. Suddenly the pieces drop. Now the king cannot castle, illegal move. He cannot castle either way. And this castle is bad. Sorry, this side, for example, you castle, then pawn into pawn. And pawn into queen into pawn is winning. So you cannot castle either way and got into trouble just by one move. Just one move. Simple castle and excellent position for white. So this is how he lost another game. It is really a pity. ये really बहुत पेनफुल है to lose such games without being outplayed. और एक गेम था लास्ट गेम आनंद lost. Yeah, this game also Anand was better. After 15 moves, I will take you straight to the key position. Yeah, the position white is Kasparov, black is Anand, and now simply the central point is weak. So after c5, black has excellent game. Now c5, you will have to play whatever you will do. You play queen c1, and now cd4, and now bd4, and now this is excellent. Next rook will double. Fantastic position. Black is little better. But unfortunately, the match, Anand was simply unlucky in the match. Luck did not favor him. He played this inferior move. And after that, Kasparov got clear all the better. Now the black dark square problems. Now C4 is coming. Now the position from an excellent position is drifted into a passive position. Forced center. Pawn takes pawn and C file I am opening. White has got all the advantage. The C file, the central square, and the knight is bad. The king is little weak. So from a nice position, he got drifted. Psychological. So all this shows Anand put up his best. And in chess term, objectively he was not doing bad, but more of a psychological nature and stamina. To that extent, after the post-mortem match, Anand analyzed and his team what went wrong. Why did he play badly in the second half? They realized that Anand was not physically so strong and stamina. So for that, Anand had a physical trainer, daily 2 hours physical training. And then Anand regained. And Anand came back to win the World Championship FIDE 1998. I think Anand's peak was 98 till 2002. He was winning all tournaments. First place, all tournaments. Anywhere he was going, any player, he was just ruling the world. And then he became 5 times world champion. And from 2007 till 2012, he was again dominating. Of course, then age catches on. So this was an exciting match compilation. So I hope you enjoyed the analysis of the game and the text I told you about Anand, Adams, Anand, Romaninsin, and Anand. Of course, there was quarter final was Kamaski. I omitted because it is a time frame, so I did not show you that game. Now I will tell you. We have got little time. Alekhine defense. How it is coming counterplay. The one question Kostu asked me. So I don't have much time, so I will only show you quickly. So for example, E4, knight F6, E5 and D5. Now if you play D4, I can play. Now if you play something like knight F3, then D6. Black has attack. He wants to take and go for the center. He wants to come BG4 and come for the center. Now if you play normal moves, for example, suppose you play here. Now play bishop. Here if you play bishop coming to stop. Now a6 will come and get some counter. So center, I will push him back and then again play this. So this is a possibility. And after e5 and d5, d4, you can play d6 and now you play c4, then knight b6. Now f4, he can take and bishop f5. With the idea, he can play e6 and c5. Once again attacking the counter. So the pawns are overextended, so he gets attacked on the overextended pawns. This is how. So thank you very much, friends, being with me. I have to make only one announcement. Please note that Unacademy now you can subscribe, and also this is going to make a change from the next month. There is going to be a new app is coming, Graphy. That is also belong to Unacademy only. The same group, they will start Graphy for chess. So soon we will come to know. And those who have already subscribed, they will get their money back with some gift, maybe 1,000 rupees voucher or whatever. They will get some gift from the Unacademy. Those who have already subscribed. So I don't think they will accept any more new subscription now because from November the Graphy, the chess will be in the Graphy. That is also a part of the Unacademy group. So thank you very much being with me. So I will be back again on 11th of October for the next session. So तब तक on behalf of Unacademy, I would like to thank you. सबको मेरा नमस्कार. So take care and bye.